Mike is hot, bro.
And so am I.
You are
You know
hot.
what I'm saying? What?
You know who was looking hot last night on their live stream?
Me.
With a guitar.
Oh.
And your elvish
some
ears.
pointy ass ears.
Bro.
You.
What? Prinze and the Wolf.
Wolf and the Prince. Josh Wolf.
Freddie Prinze. Your ears.
Last night you tuned into the High Life.
Bro.
Those Elvis glasses
Someone
I had.
on Twitter goes, you need to get, I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
Someone on Twitter, I was just scrolling through and
Yeah.
they go, yo, man, you need to check on your boy on the High Life right now. And literally cared so much, they even put the link.
No.
Like, I didn't know. I was like, oh, no. How tore up did this man get? And so I pressed the link. I went in and your ears are already unique.
Yeah, that's a nice way to put it.
We all have unique ears,
Yeah.
but yours are
Pointy and flat.
differently shaped.
Yeah, pointy and flat.
And oddly thin.
yes, they
like-
have no rollover on top.
They look like paper mache, like a third grade class made ears.
No cartilage up top. It
None.
turns easy. It doesn't hurt.
It's so weird.
Yeah, up and down, super bendy.
And it's when you look at you from the front, they look pointed, like
Yeah.
Legolas,
Yeah.
right? So I go in right away and
Tell everybody what I was wearing.
well, you eventually put on weird googly cookie man glasses and other stuff, but you were just normal.
Was I wearing the Elvis glasses?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not when I tuned in. That happened after. So as soon as I log in, all I see is a sea of chat in your channel, and they're all going like, dude, your ears.
Yeah.
Bro, it's Legolas.
Yeah.
Yo, man, are you from Rivendell?
I kept saying that shit too. I'm like, look at my ears,
Bro,
everybody.
I was dying
Yeah.
laughing, and I had never seen you more tore up
Oh, it was fucking
ever. And I'm sure you have
Yeah.
been, but I've
no
never
mushrooms
seen
last
it.
night.
That was no mushrooms.
That was no mushrooms.
By the way, nice song.
Oh, yeah.
You won't remember it?
No, I think I sang a song about being high.
And ice cream.
And I yeah.
And how you kick someone's ass if they didn't give you any.
Yeah.
Like, but it was a good song.
Yeah.
Man. It was a good
By
song.
the way, I took a hard stance last night against ice cream cake.
You did.
Listen,
I'm going to bring you an ice cream cake. I promise you, you're going to eat it and not hate it at all.
ice cream. If you bring ice cream cake to my house, that to me that is akin to bringing macaroni salad. You're out.
It's a sign of disrespect.
Disrespect. Bring a real cake or bring ice cream. Don't you mix those two motherfuckers.
Ice cream cake
Terrible.
is not terrible.
Awful.
And if I brought one, we'd both be eating it instead of doing the podcast.
Outside of the nut roll or the fruit cake that you get during the holidays.
nut roll?
That was my move in high school. Hey,
making up desserts.
Sit down, girl.
The
Let me give you that
sexual
nut roll.
innuendos.
No, you know the fruit cake things that you get on Christmas?
Honestly, I've never had a fruitcake in my
Okay.
life. I've only seen them in National Lampoon's Christmas Story.
Gross. They're gross. But to me,
Well, theirs had cat food in it. So
let me tell you what's worse. I'll tell you, even the person who bakes chocolate chip cookies and put nuts in them, they're not as bad as ice cream cake guy. Ice cream cake guy, you walk into my house with an ice cream cake, you're turning around and walking out. If you bring in the chocolate chip cookies,
This is such a emphatic stance.
you're out. We're not. It's like having a bird at your house. We're not friends. We don't
a
think the same.
bird? What's wrong with a bird?
If you have a bird at your house,
My mom had a bird. You would have loved my mom. She's an amazing person.
I do love your mom. You know what I don't like? Your mom's bird.
Well, he was kind of a.
They're
Dude,
so.
he was so loud.
I know. That's all I'm saying.
He would start
all the time.
Yeah, all
right?
Good call. I like birds, but
You
yeah,
like crows though.
I like all birds, bro.
Yeah.
I love birds, man. Birds don't play around. I'll sit in my backyard and watch like turf war go on. Because where I live is kind of foresty, right? And lots of trees, coyotes looking for stuff. A lot of horse country there. People take their kids for horse lessons. And there's these hawks that are like the Cobra Kai from Karate Kid. I'm not playing.
No,
dude.
you're right.
These things, like, you'll literally hear him, wah! And then it's quiet. And I'm like, oh, he just got lunch.
Yeah.
And so I'll go outside a lot. We play outside, and you'll see them just circling, looking. There's two of them, okay? These two Cobra Kai dudes. It's Johnny, and then whichever other one you want. You want the super blonde-haired guy? How was his name? Like, he was like, thought he was sexy. He had the strength to be that guy, right? So they're flying around there, and then here comes these Miyagi crows, but they roll deep. Like Miyagi,
They're big too, man.
if Miyagi had 5 brothers, that were all just as good as Miyagi.
Mhm.
And I'm talking young Miyagi, not old Miyagi. Young Miyagi, where maybe he didn't take as much crap and didn't give you as much of a chance.
Mm-hmm.
These 5 crows roll through.
How many eagles? Hawks?
Two, and they're big,
Yeah.
bro. Wingspans, no joke. They're triple the size of these crows, at least. At least. They both give them like a warning circle. Whoosh. The other one comes through. Whoosh. And I'm sitting here like, I'm about to see a crow get killed, and it's gonna drop like a fighter plane in World War II in my backyard. For real. I'm like, the feathers are gonna be like. So I'm
Mayday!
I'm staring in awe, right? Like it's an air show at an Air Force base or something. And I'm looking, and they circle around again. Whoosh, whoosh, like killer whales circling a school of fish. Like, these crows better recognize this is not gonna play. Finally, the crows are like, all right, you fucking ready? And the other crow's like, well, they're Italian now.
Yeah, they were Miyagi.
Okay, it's Miyagi. Are you ready? And then the other crow's like, I was born ready. And these crows, I'm telling you, like on command, just go whip and spread like from a ball of crows to like the number 5 on a die.
What are they called? Not a gaggle of crows. What are they called?
A murder of crows.
A murder. If
And
you
that's
travel in a
why.
murder, you know how to fight.
Bro, the one hawk, they're like, yo, B, you're going to have a nice day today. But your boy, it's 5-on-1.
Yeah.
So you do what you want to do.
You want to come get some?
But we're on this
Yeah.
motherfucker. They went out and then went in. And I'm telling you, all you heard was, wah, 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 wah. And I'm sitting there like, yo, this is a kung fu action movie.
But wait, what did the other hawk do? The other hawk was like, you're on your own, homeboy.
The other hawk was like in awe.
Yeah.
Like he's legit just flying and kind of trying to circle down to scare him, but he's not going at him. And then the other hawk, the one that's getting fucked up, legit flaps his wings twice and is a good 30 yards out. Oh, wait, now they can't keep up to him, but he literally was like, yo, we're good. I'm getting out. This is crow territory, not hawk territory. I literally was sitting there like, yo.
Dude,
so yeah, I love all birds, man.
I got two bird things for you. One, nothing freaks me out more than just minding your own business, walking down the street, and just hearing above you.
That's scary.
And hawks, I mean, and crows, some of those big crows, when that freaks me.
Owls will get bold with you too.
Freaks me the
on you.
fuck out.
Yeah.
The other thing, did I ever tell you that time when I was living at my old house, Matillaho, with that first house you went to?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
We used
to do the high walk.
Yes, we used to have.
It's a scary street.
Oh man,
at night,
dude. We had owls, but we had this one hawk that lived and circled around in my yard because there's so many squirrels and so many right because we had
food.
Yeah, because we had grapefruit trees and some other stuff where the little animals came and fed. So I'm pulling it in my driveway once, and I see this tiny little like this beep, 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 one of these little birds, and it's flying across. And so we had heard once, you know, Beth is big into going to people who will have people tell you what the spirits are saying, what her relatives are saying.
Like a seance?
Yeah, not seance, but like a one-on-one situation.
Like a medium.
Yes, right. She's into that stuff. So
Roy Wood's got a great bit on me.
So there was
Roy Wood Jr.
He's so funny. There was one medium who said this little type of bird is a symbol of whatever her relative is, right? So it's flying right across the driveway, and there used to be a bunch of them in our yard. And I go, look, and I forget the name of who it was, but I go, oh, look, there goes Rudy. And then a puff of feathers because this hawk picked off this little motherfucker in midair. And I was like, oh,
fuck you, Rudy.
Just took it and flew away with it. I'm like, oh, Rudy, you died.
He owed whoever that guy was in a past life money.
That hawk was like, is he flying by himself? Okay.
He's like, does he not know this is my street?
Oh, dude.
Yo, that's his. So wait, hold up.
Flew the fuck away with Rudy.
So did you tell Beth?
100%.
Okay, so what happens? Tell me.
I go, hey. She said, yeah. I said, what bird was that? She told me. And I go, who was the relative? And she told me. I go, yeah, well, Rudy just died again. She said, what? I go, yeah. Yeah. I was like, he died, and then he came back as a bird, and he died again. So I don't know what his next move is.
Oh, my God.
But his next move better not be small bird in our front yard.
Bro. Rest in peace, Rudy, man.
Dose.
twice. Dude. Double R, double I, double P. Damn.
All right, P squared.
Dude, I feel like legit kind of bad.
Oh, I didn't. I laughed for a long time.
It's super funny. I love that I'm laughing, but there's a part of me too that's like, damn, that's cold. Because you said Beth likes that. So then to her, if she believes that, then there might have been part of the spirit of Rudy in there. And then that means like someone she's already mourning, she just gets to double more.
Yeah, Rudy is double dead.
Or that makes you not believe in that anymore. You're like, nah, I'm done with that. I was just a fucking bird. I'm not mourning the same motherfucker twice. Like, who's ever had to do that?
No.
Who's had to mourn someone twice?
People who believe in reincarnation.
Oh, yeah. But you have to meet him. What are the odds you meet them? This dude was living in your backyard, bro. Out of all the animals on the planet, his spirit went into your backyard.
And by the way, I think I figured out what our Mount Rushmore is going to be. Mount Rushmore of have we did a Mount Rushmore of the worst desserts? Yes,
I think so. Desserts we hate. I thought you were going to do people we could see die twice or bring back from the dead.
I don't mind that. We'll do one of those two. We'll either do that or we'll do the top 4 things that you could bring to my house for a dinner or a barbecue that I would throw you the fuck out for.
I thought it was going to be something you'd enjoy. Okay. I can do that too, though. There's some foods I'd be like, bro, for real? You leave that shit in your car. So we could do that.
Yeah, I like that.
We could do that.
Albany this weekend, which is where I was. A lot of Prinze and the Wolf fans. I signed your crack a bunch of times.
It tickled.
Do you know what I finally did this weekend that I've been thinking about doing for the last 6 months?
Can I guess?
Yeah.
They brought up my cookbook for you to sign, and you said, "Buy my fucking comedy book." Is that it?
Yeah, no. I've already done that.
You guys should buy it.
Yeah. But yeah, my book is called "It Takes Balls." If you want to take a look at it. So my Saturday Night Late shows already get a little weird.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, you know what I really want to do is I want to, after the show, really put a stamp on the oddity.
The weirdness.
So I went to Party City and I just bought a lot of costumes. Weird, like sunglasses, not like full-on things. Costumes, hats, sunglasses, a tutu, a boa, swords.
You're like the elvish P.T. Barnum.
Yeah, right? All this different stuff. And then so after the late show, the meet and greets, we take a picture, and then after we take a regular picture.
That's why you were dressed up so freaking weird on your Insta story.
After the regular picture, there's a table full of costume shit. And if you want to take a weird picture, we'll take a weird picture.
You're doing cosplay at your shows now.
Dude, it was so much fun,
I've been telling people dress up is fun as hell.
Do you know what happened? and I really wanted to, because you're so right. You know what happened? As soon as they put on those, and they weren't like full costumes. Sometimes it was just a sunglass.
Just a little piece.
Sometimes just a hat. Everyone became so playful.
Bro, I will not embarrass myself on stream if I can help it. The moment I put a mask, I've done breakdancing on live stream.
What?
Yeah.
What's your breakdance move? As which character?
Like breaking 2 electric boogaloo stuff.
Which character? Hawkman?
The first time I did it as Deathstroke and I pop locked, and the second time I had my Wolverine, that nice fitted one with like the eyebrows furrowed. I did one with that on a baseball stream one time, because it's just, once you put it on, it's not you, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's why I love cosplayers so much, because I get that.
Yeah.
Most of the time when I meet them and they're not in their costume, they're crazy shy. Some of them avoid eye contact.
Yeah.
A lot of them have gone through some really bad shit that for whatever reason they're comfortable telling me about. I ain't trying to spread your all stuff, so you can still feel safe communicating that to me if you want. I don't share it with nobody. But they've gone through some weird stuff, and that costume is an escape, which is bad, but it's empowering, which is good.
Yes.
So as long as you can find the balance and not get lost in it, right? And you use it to sort of re-empower the ego and then remember how you felt when you take it off, then it's a good thing. But I've talked to a ton of cosplayers. I know how it helps you escape, and I know how much easier it is to do dumb shit when you got a mask or some devil horns on or some cool shades or a full-on costume. So I get that completely.
My daughter told me once, she was huge into cosplay and anime, and I asked her once, because I was curious, because she used to go to that anime expo, and she would put a lot. Once she finished Anime Expo, she spent the next year deciding what the costume was.
Yeah. Oh
and
yeah.
She would make it, right? She would make a lot of it herself. But I asked her, I go, why? And you know, my daughter's had her own issues. But she said to me out loud, and this is why it made total sense at the time, and since that time has. She said, for a little while, I don't have to be me.
Yeah, man. And you'd be surprised. Like, there's a lot of people who you go, oh, you got a great life. Why would you not want to be you? It's like, yo, man, it's just sometimes I want to step out of myself. I don't know how to explain it and just be somebody else. And I don't know if it's childish, immature, creative, psychotic. I don't know what it is, but I've always done it and I always will.
I don't think it is.
But however people need to define it is okay with me. I just know I'm going to keep doing it.
But here's the thing, like, you know, when I moved to Seattle, and when I went from Massachusetts to go to school in Texas, and then went from Texas to start comedy in Seattle, the thing that Seattle and Texas had in common was that not only did I not know anybody there, my family didn't know anyone there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was important to me.
Yeah.
Because both times, because it happened in Texas, and then I had so much fun doing it in Texas, and it was so good for me, I wanted to do it again. I completely got to reinvent myself. Not reinvent, but the parts of me that I was growing and learning to grow out of and not to like.
Yeah.
Because I was starting with a clean slate.
I get that. People often move for that.
Right. Because
as long as you're willing to deal with your baggage, that works.
So for me, there would be like this part of me, I'll never be able to escape this part in my hometown. If I stay in this area forever, this is always going to follow me. This part of my who am I?
Yeah.
But I went to Texas, I could change that. And then when I go, okay, there were some things in Texas. I would like to not do that. I went to Seattle. And so the costume gives you a brief bit of that where you can just flush out all this other stuff that is part of my life, isn't part of my life for this hour.
And you got to remember, like, most of the time, it's a character that for whatever reason, these people have connected to.
Yeah.
They wish they had that character's strength, or they wish they had that character's charm and grace or beauty or weapons. Sometimes it's just a physical expression. Some people are just into muscles and steel, and that's cool. And those are the type, like Conan the Barbarian. Some people connect to that. So a lot of times, like you said, it's a year-long thing. It's because these are characters they know. So it's not just, oh, I'm dressing up and I'm not me. I'm dressing up and I'm this person who I know really well because I've watched their anime for 20 years and I've seen every choice they made and I know the motivation behind it. And they're living the life that I want to live. And so for 2.5 hours at Comic-Con, that's who I get to be. Or 6 hours or however long.
You know what was always interesting to me is me and all three of my brothers, we all collected comics growing up, and we all ordered them in the mail, right? They used to come to you.
Yeah, man. That's so old school.
Yeah. Man.
No, that's so old school.
Nobody, did you get them in the mail ever?
I had a shop close by, so I supported my local shop. I could literally ride my bike there.
We would wait at that mailbox right? But even at a young age, I started to wonder, we all collected different comics. What was it about each one of us? Right?
I love it.
My oldest brother was a Spider-Man guy.
Yeah.
Underneath that, my brother Dan he always geared himself towards like groups, Avengers, things like that. The brother right above me, Jonathan, Daredevil, and I always went with Thor. And as I've gotten,
you went with the god, the son of a god.
I've gotten older, I realized like the Daredevil part of it for my brother Jonathan makes complete sense. He related to that character because that character was a true outlier. And had a little bit of darkness to it.
My uncle Jim, who was an Army Vietnam vet, loved the Daredevil character.
And so I think the Daredevil character comes with a bit of darkness that some people relate to.
I can see that.
Relate to. But I always wondered, like, why it made sense with my brother Dan, because my brother Dan you get him in a group of people
And which one was Dan? What comic did he collect?
Avengers.
Avengers. Yeah. Yeah.
He was.
Is he a leader or is he like to be a part of a team?
Team?
Yeah. I feel that.
He likes to be part of a team.
I feel
and he's
that.
good. He was always great on baseball teams. He was good to have on a team. He was great energy, always positive.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know what it said about my oldest brother about Spider-Man.
Well, listen, I connected huge to Spider-Man too, but
How
we just
come?
connected for different reasons. So the two characters I clicked with most were Spider-Man and Batman, two boys without a father, right? So the safer one when I was little was Spider-Man. I learned how to read reading that, right? My grandpa, who I called Papa, his name was Ben,
No shit.
and that was my dad. And he wasn't a blood grandpa. He had married into the family, but treated me like his own. So that's fucking Spider-Man. When he died, I stopped reading Spider-Man and I graduated to Batman because that was a boy who lost his father violently. And it was much easier for me to, to deal with my dad's death if I connected it closer to because it was a violent gun death.
Mhm.
But if I connected it to Batman, that gun was in someone's hand besides my father's. It was in whatever this ghost was I was chasing. And that ghost drove me to become an actor and to move to California
Mhm.
because I was able to sort of put off dealing with that for so long. I didn't deal with his death till I was in my like late 20s. That's giving myself too much credit. Early 30s probably was when I was finally okay talking about it. So that was the reason I connected to those books. You might talk to another dude who connects to Batman because they love solving crimes and it's
Yeah.
that detective element to it. So what's going to bring your brother to Spider-Man won't be what brings me to Spider-Man. He might have loved Spider-Man because Spider-Man didn't have brothers and you guys were all assholes. For real, like it could just be that.
He wanted to be an only
Who
child.
wants to hang out with Thor?
Daredevil and the
Spoiled,
Avengers.
rotten, dark ass Daredevil who can't talk about anything lightheartedly.
Is Thor spoiled?
He's a son of a god. He got gifted a hammer, bro. He didn't even earn Mjolnir. Like he just gets to have it because he's born worthy and good.
Yeah, but
Gotta earn it. Batman earns shit.
Batman
bro.
does earn things.
Iron Man earns.
Earn it.
He was kind of rich already.
He was pretty rich.
but he's
By the way, Batman
he still had to earn it. But-
rich.
Yeah, and Batman you can criticize more than Stark because Stark's a genius and invents his own shit. Batman just got a fortune, became schizophrenic when his parents got killed, and then spends all his dad's money to satisfy the other dark half of his personality, the Bat. So when people criticize Batman, I'm like, yo, I get it, but he's the most disciplined because he's the most psychotic. He's like if Kobe Bryant wasn't a basketball player, right? Like he would have been Batman because it was a discipline that like pushes other people away from you, doesn't allow you to have real love.
Yeah.
You want to live that billionaire boy lifestyle because you know you can't have anything real because you can't have anything that slows you down from that singular focus. So that's why Batman was the best to me is that discipline and a willing to sacrifice everything.
Why don't you guys, when you tweet us, please tweet us
Yeah.
what comic book character
Yep.
you relate to the most and why?
Yeah.
I'm really curious.
Yeah. It's going to be, sometimes it's a puberty thing, right? A lot of it's going to be when you started reading.
Yeah.
So, or reading comics, that is. So if it's puberty, you might be like attracted to some of the crazy female designs that existed in the 80s and 90s, where the women had these like, you know, flawless sculpted goddess bodies, and the men had these, you know, Greek like everyone looked like a statue in Rome, basically. Or you may like, you know, in the late 2000s, if that's when you started reading, you might like the more long, angular. They still look athletic, but they're not like the massively buff dudes.
Yeah.
Like I love the massively buff dudes and I love the super ripped up chicks. Like that's what I grew up on. I love that art style. Spawn came a little after that where people started getting longer. He was more comfortable, Todd McFarlane, with doing fat and grotesque and making it still angular, which was so weird with the clown guy. The devil guy, whatever his name was. I think it started with an M. But yeah, so there's all kinds of different styles, and it's all going to be dependent on what sort of you click with. You might only like old comics because your mom or dad like those and you snuck them and read them, or you might think the old stuff looks like crap. I know people who don't like Jack Kirby's style. That's blasphemous to me.
Me too.
But I get it. It's different. Like, I don't like Picasso. That's blasphemous to some people. I'm just like, dude.
It's not that I don't like
whatever.
Picasso. I just think when I look at his art that I could do it. You know what I mean? Do you ever look at
Knowingly, we can't. Like, I know I can't, but I look at it and I'm like, man, I don't know.
I think I could.
Well, then you're delusional.
I think it looks terrible. If I drew something, it'd be like, that's terrible. But if I died tomorrow, they'd be like, that's great.
That's giving yourself a lot of random credit. But I just don't click with it. It's
You're
not
telling
my
me
style.
okay.
I'm telling you, if you died tomorrow, no picture you drew would be worth more than it is now.
I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm going to paint something.
No, you're going to die?
No, I'm going to paint something. And then I'm going to show you a picture of what I painted and show you a picture of an obscure Picasso, and you're going to have to tell me which one is mine and which one's Picasso.
I'll probably like yours more, but I'll know what's what. I'm telling you, I've never connected with a single painting. I've always been like, all right.
I'm like, why is that eyeball in the left-hand corner and the nose is in the right-hand corner? What's going on over there?
And I never thought about it.
No.
I was always like, well,
here's how dumb I am. When I look at Bob Ross, I'm like, that looks way harder.
I love Bob
Me too.
Ross,
I'm like, but that looks way harder than this dude drawing weird circles and squares and an eyeball.
You know, it doesn't affect the same emotion internationally as Picasso does.
No, it's not club.
But I love Bob Ross.
I would bet you right now, Bob Ross, in some circles, especially in the hipster circle here in America, way more popular.
Dude, we love white guys with afros, man.
My man
love white dudes with afros.
Who's got a better
Where else do you succeed but Hollywood if you're a white dude with an afro?
Who's got a better white man afro than Bob Ross?
Sean Penn and Carlito's Way.
But I'm saying by the way, that was tight.
Because it was kind of balding.
Yeah, that was kind of tough. But that was
money.
That one was
so
money. Good.
I don't know why it popped in my head.
That was so good. I would hit you with Welcome Back, Kotter.
Oh man,
my man had a tight.
Dude,
curl.
he was homies with my pops for a little bit.
Yeah.
Guy's a sick poker player.
Yeah.
Talking about Gabe Kapler.
Gabe Kapler,
dude.
Gabe Kaplan. Gabe Kapler is a coach for the Phillies.
Yes, you're right. So I don't know if I can tell this. I can't say where I was.
Okay.
This is a long time ago, and I was at a poker game, but it was like a big game. Yeah. I wasn't playing in it. Okay? I ain't trying to gamble that much money. I was there hanging out with other people. I can't say how much he left with. All right.
He's a great poker player.
Bro, there were 6 guys at this table, and in one hand, he killed 3 of them. 3 of them took their money. 2 hands later, we're watching this.
Yeah.
2 hands later, clears the rest of the table in 2 hands. Looks around at everyone. Does anyone else want to play? Nicely. And these were ballers.
Yeah.
Okay, guys with money. Everybody's backing off. He looks at me. I'm like, nah. He goes, I loved your father.
That's
it.
Hilarious.
Thanks, man. I ain't playing you. Let me tell you, dude, he walked out. I ain't saying how much because that's not tax money, but he did.
Was it more than $10?
I thought you were going to say 10 and put something after that, and I was going to still say yes.
You know what? Here's what's crazy. I used to play in this game. My buddy, I wonder what names I can say.
It's tricky because it's gambling.
Yeah.
You don't want to bust nobody.
My buddy Brian, we'll call him Brian.
All right, Big Brian.
My buddy Brian used to take me around to these poker games. This was going on probably when poker was really big here in LA.
Yes, that's the same time frame.
Remember when those games were everywhere?
I'm not even. Don't even say the year because I don't want anybody going, "Hey, Gabe, in 1943, you did this."
I want to tell you, I was sitting at a table, and you know, by the way, your attitude is a lot similar. It's similar to my cousin Scott. We would go to Vegas, and I go, "Are you going to gamble?" And he'd say, "No," and I'd say, "Why not?" He goes, "Well, in order to win enough money to have it make a difference in my life, I would have to be willing to lose that amount of money. And I'm not willing to lose that amount of money."
Yeah, F losing. I'm an only child. We don't lose.
He said,
I quit a game if I lose. This game sucks. It's the worst game I ever played. Is it? No, but I'm an only child. I can't deal with it.
He said, I could sit down at the table and gamble $50 with you guys, but it's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
$50 doesn't make it fun.
And this was
you have to love poker to play it for $50.
This was during Party 5 time. My man had some money dripping out of his pockets.
Bro, your boy was probably making back then. It was Fox, so they were kind of jerks. But he was making at least 50 G an ep. At least.
Yeah. And that's
$50 poker, he'd be like, yo, there's about 60 other things I'd rather do.
Yeah.
And a lot of them don't even cost $50.
And he would even say, I don't mean to make you guys feel bad, but
It's not trying to be a dick move,
but in order to gamble enough money where I'd be happy to win.
yeah, that's the point of gambling.
Yes.
Is a risk, but the reward makes it worth
And he's
it.
like, I'm not willing
If I
to
bet somebody $10, and this happens all the time. I'll bet you I go, okay, and I win, and they're like, here. I'm like, dude, did you really
Yeah,
take out $10?
I would just rather win. No, I won. I don't want your
Let's
$10.
just Go to dinner and
Yeah.
give me a sandwich.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. You actually pulled out a 10 spot, bro?
We were at a poker place, and it was the first round, and I'm sitting down at the table, and I had come with $500 because to me, I'm like,
Nice.
at that time for me, I'm like,
That wasn't even the small blind at Gabe's table.
I was like,
I'm
that-
just putting that.
yeah,
out
and I was
there
like,
right
that's
now.
a lot of money for me to lose, but I'm in it, right? So I sit down at this table and I go, I cash in and I get my $500 worth of chips, and I sit down and I look around the table. I'm like, these people, like the smallest pile besides me,
Yeah.
was about $15,000.
Yeah.
And I turned to my friend Brian. I'm like,
You're
what's
like,
the
"Why
deal?
didn't
And he
you tell
goes,
me I shouldn't be here.
yeah, he goes, is that what you came to the table with? And he
I'll
goes,
say, because if the table Gabe was at, it was $100 for the ante.
dude. So, because he asked me, he goes, I thought you said you were willing to play for some big money. I'm like, this is a lot of money to me.
That is a lot of money.
And he was like, man, stand up. You can't sit at that table.
Man, stand up.
He
You
was-
can't sit
This is
at
exactly
that
what he said.
table.
He goes, there's a side table in the kitchen where they're just people are kind of gambling to wait to get on one of these tables.
You had to go to the kids'
yeah, I went and
table.
played at the kid table on a small, janky ass
You
table.
brought $500
That
to
was a lot of-
poker club.
Yo, man.
Not a club, but a private poker game.
That was a
in
lot
LA.
of money to me at the time.
Yeah, but you gotta know. Look, even when I played a little bit,
Man.
I was bringing 20 times that to
Yeah.
a game.
I
mean, that 500. How old were you? Old enough to know better.
yeah.
Because I know when the poker boom hit hard here.
Yeah.
It wasn't that long ago.
No, but I had no concept of how much people were gambling.
Bro, it was too much for me. Like, I was at a game once that Alex Rodriguez was at, okay? This dude,
Was he dressed in his centaur outfit?
he was overdressed.
Okay.
He was overdressed. This dude was dropping money. He didn't win a hand. Like, and he didn't care
Yeah.
because he was just stupid rich. This dude dropped so much money. If you would have sat at that table with $500,
I know.
I mean, I'm talking hundreds of thousands of dollars. And me and my boy are sitting there like, yo, this dude just
Yeah.
rebought again.
Yeah.
They did rebuys for the first hour of this tournament, okay? So for the first hour, you could play as loose and as reckless as you wanted, and they didn't care because it just made the pot bigger and bigger at the end. And they were only paying out the top two players, okay? So we're sitting there, we're watching. We were playing at kiddie tables like your boy sent you to, except we knew where we belonged. So I was outside on like the patio area, and they had this like cute fire going, and we're like, playing cards for like $20 would be like how much the pot was worth at the end, and you're walking home with like 420 beans. You're like, yeah, right, beer money, whatever. These dudes inside are playing for hundreds
Yeah.
of thousands. This fool rebought. I won't say how many times, but whoever won that pot, because we didn't stay there the whole night, went home with probably over $1 million. And
Good
second place had
Lord.
close to $1 million. I mean, it was just the amount of people there alone. If they just bought in once, it'd be a $900,000 pot or more. And then they're paying out the people who are running the spot for them. So they get whatever their cut is. I'm not privy to those numbers. The guys like us that just, went in and played, like, we're not covering
Freddie.
anything. Like, these guys play big. I don't know if these games go on anymore because I don't gamble anymore.
Neither do I.
But this was like late. Well, I can't say the dates, but when I was making dough.
I had never been to a poker party, and so I'd been to Vegas. So I'm like $5 ante, right? So I can do $500. That's
You're like, what's wild?
yeah.
They're like, yo, get off my thing. Suicide King,
yeah.
wild.
One-eyed jacks are wild. Queens means you got to skip your turn.
Yo, that would be a great But if you were like a legit gambler, that would be a great act to go in with. Are there wild cards?
Yeah.
Everybody
What do we
would
do?
be like, oh, this guy's a fish.
Can we do a test game just to?
Test game.
I just want to make sure I have
No
the-
bets count this. Just the first hand, guys. No bets count. Just so I can kind of like figure it out.
Yeah. So
You'd be a good hustler.
and so when I have to push this in, this is my auntie.
Yeah, call it your auntie.
This is my auntie. Yeah, your auntie. It's your auntie. Oh, I'm sorry.
then-
I say it aunt though. I'm from the East Coast. I say aunt.
60 minutes later, you got all the shit.
Yeah. Look at my auntie.
Auntie up, everyone. Oh, you're out of aunties. Josh Wolf, Maverick,
Dude, I wanted to tell you
Joe Stetson.
what happened in
Oh, yeah, Albany.
Albany.
So you did dress up.
I did dress up, which was so good. So Saturday Night Late shows, everybody. And by the way, if you're in San Francisco,
They like dress up there, bro. Bring your costume.
Friday and Saturday late night shows. I'm not doing Thursday. So just 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday, whatever, not this weekend. So it's the 25th and 26th. I will be recording both late night shows
Oh, good.
because I'm going to release one of those shows on YouTube. But so in Albany,
Yes.
this woman, the audience was talking about weird sexual stuff.
Nice.
And this woman said something about figging. I go, figging? I said, what is
The fruit?
I go, what is figging? And she said, well, it's when you take ginger
Okay.
and put it up someone's butthole. And I'm like,
As torture to get the answers you're looking for?
so the first thing I said was, first of all, ginger root it goes in different directions. Do you know what I mean? It's not
That's like Guantanamo Bay shit, bro.
And you know what?
Ginger up your ass.
You know what else you know about ginger root? It's dry. Like there's a lot of problems.
No, if you skin it, it's got,
not dry.
It's got a little moisture to it, but that's when it burns more.
That's what I'm saying. So she
Raw
said, yeah,
ginger
it's
up your ass.
fig. You fig it. People fig. And I'm like,
Figs are delicious. Why is she sullying the name of a delicious fruit?
here's the thing, Freddie. When people start with that stuff, you know ginger wasn't first on the list. So
She's catching heat.
They had to be like, there had to be a list of things. Like how far down the list is ginger?
They're like, well, the banana just squishes. I can't get it up. Well, this ginger's firmer. Try that.
Are we only doing
it tingles.
root vegetables to try a turnip
Like who?
figging?
I mean, shout out to the guy that tried it first, but what the hell, man?
Come on, man. How about a different hobby?
I mean, if you're into stuff in your butt, just use your finger.
Yeah.
Why you got to put root vegetables up your ass?
Now you know I like weird shit, right?
Yeah, but dude, you
This
don't
is
like.
not, no.
That's torture.
It seems bananas. It seems absolutely crazy to put raw ginger.
Was she just trolling?
No.
So that means she's actually done it.
Yes.
Is she aware that she's just confessed this to
Yes.
a group of people?
Yes. I went back to it a couple times during the show. I'm like, tell me again what happened. I'm not sure I'm
You
understanding.
did it with phase 2,
Yeah.
phase 3,
Tell me again because
double shamer.
I don't think I have this right.
Could you just explain why no sushi chefs allow you in their restaurant real quick?
Yeah.
Could you just,
Yeah.
because I forgot.
Can you explain to me how many times you have to wash your hands every day? Do you use like a stick or what are we doing?
So what does she say?
I asked her, I'm like, what? So, what? How far down on the list is this? Like, did you try the things where he was like, nah, don't like that one? You know what I mean? Nah, not it. Oh, the ginger. And first of all, when she said,
Someone just pull that sound for us.
Yeah.
Oh, the ginger.
when she said, you put ginger in somebody's ass, I'm like, I hope that's your waitress. Because if it's not, I hope that's somebody like a person named Ginger. But because if it's an actual ginger root, it seems terrible.
Yeah, terrible idea.
She was like, some people really like it.
Some people. So she got defensive.
So then when I did that night, I don't know if you've ever gone down this deep, dark hole.
No, but continue.
You probably
For sure,
haven't.
no.
I was high in my hotel room, and I Googled weird things found in people's buttholes in the emergency room. Dude, light bulb might top the list.
So then, actually, I should apologize to this woman
Yes.
because ginger seems mighty tame compared to what's about to come out of
Ginger
your
is
mouth.
down, but light bulb to me was the weirdest one because a lot of things, because there was an x-ray of a light bulb in someone's ass. Here's what that tells me.
What if they swallowed it?
I don't think they swallowed it. They put it up And here's what
What if
that
they
tells
were
me.
forced to swallow it?
Yeah, but you it wouldn't get down here.
I just don't want to think about the ass part of this for a
I
second.
know, but here's what I keep thinking: like, how loose is your asshole that it doesn't break? Do you know what I mean?
Once a podcast, you got to talk about loose.
But
buttholes.
if you touch a light bulb, it snaps. You're gonna shove that thing in your asshole, and it's so
No, I'm not
loose.
gonna do that.
No, you're not.
My booty's tight.
Yeah, tight. Yeah.
You make me say stupid shit.
You know, guys, I hope you're watching this because you should have seen his face. He's serious. My booty's tight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have to be.
Now we don't have what happened to the running clock? Our running clock
It's
is
just a screen. It went to screensaver. It just went to screensaver.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. I got a clock here on my
Did
phone.
you want to tell everybody who brought us the podcast today?
Yeah, I'm very good at reads.
I know you
because
are.
I'm a professional podcaster.
Now, will you tell everybody what I did today?
Do I have to?
I mean, tell
I
them.
compliment you a lot.
Okay, you don't have to tell them.
You were professional today.
I sent the read ahead of time, everybody.
You'll compliment yourself. And didn't even realize you were doing it based on that laugh. Unreal. And I was literally going to compliment you. I was in the process of saying how professional you were, and you complimented yourself. It's crazy. Unreal. All right, you guys. Raycon is back.
Raycon.
Wireless earbuds. But this isn't the same read that we've been doing, you guys. All right. I have the old ones, which I love. They're comfortable in my ear. They fit perfectly. I can't run yet because of my damn ankle, but I am doing some like light boxing. I even put those on. They don't fall
You got that
out.
Patrick Mahomes injury.
It sucks. And
That high ankle sprain is a tough one, right?
I was supposed to be better by now, and I'm not. And it's like messing with my head, dude, because it's not allowing me to do the stuff that like keeps me on track.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's been frustrating.
You know, you and I are very similar in that when we don't exercise or we're not allowed to exercise mentally.
I think about stuff too long.
Yeah, me too.
Too long.
Me too.
I can't think about anything when guys are trying to punch me in the face, except not getting punched in the face. Otherwise, I get punched in the face, and I don't like that.
Such a great escape, right?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to getting back there. However, the one thing I have been able to do is vibe out to my music after the kids go to bed, do my thing. I'm rocking my Raycons, but this isn't why I'm telling you guys. My Raycons are great, but there are new ones, okay? These are Raycon's latest model, the E25s. It's their best ones yet. They got 6 hours of playtime, which I basically already have. Seamless Bluetooth pairing, which is perfect. The little girl's voice goes, what does she say? She's like, Bluetooth connected. And she has like this British voice. You're like, oh, hey, baby.
Hell
what's
yeah,
up?
it's connected.
That's the Raycon girl.
That's what I'm talking about.
And then, but here's the best part. They've added more bass. It was my one thing with mine. I was like, it's not the same as if I put on like headphones, right? Like over
the
my,
Beats.
like what we're wearing, like Beats, right? There's just not quite enough bass. And I listen to a lot of hip hop. The new ones, they've boosted the bass. It's not going to be an issue. You got 6 hours of playtime, an easy charging station that's big enough that you won't lose, but not so big that it's a pain in the ass. Please check these guys out. Wireless earbuds, they're comfortable. They're perfect on the go. You can listen or you can take your phone calls with them as well. They're also, instead of spending nearly $200, or we all know the ones I'm talking about, $189.99.
Yeah.
Instead of spending that, you're getting them at almost, sometimes even more than 50% off. Check out the website. You've heard of who has them already besides me and Josh. Ray J. What's Ray J famous for, Josh?
Ray J is famous for, you know what he's famous for.
Music. Snoop Dogg, Cardi B, Melissa Etheridge, Brandy, J.R. Smith, and your boys at the Prinze of the Wolf. We all love Raycons. Pick up a pair. See what the hype's all about. You can go there right now. Get the latest and greatest from Raycon. Get 15% off your order. That's already on a price that's just about half of what they already are at buyraycon.com/thewolf. That's buyraycon.com/thewolf. One word, the wolf. Buy 15% off Raycon wireless earbuds, buyraycon.com/thewolf.
Let me just add my little piece in here. And Freddie mentioned it. And the big thing for me is this, guys, as Freddie and I have talked about, I have odd shaped ears. So my problem is that when I work out, it's always hard for me to find an earbud that fits my hole.
When they say it fits all, it does. I hate the way you say it. I hate it so much.
You don't like when I say it fits my hole?
I hate it because you say it in a way that's just.
I'm trying to sell the product that fits my hole.
You say it in a sexy. You're saying it trying to say it in a sexy way.
No, I'm just saying.
That's not. You're not trying to sell. You're trying to say it in a sexy way.
I'm just saying those earbuds fit my hole.
And that's you all can't see it, but he does this like side eye look when he says it, and that's what makes it weird.
Listen, nothing feels better in my hole than these earbuds. It fits them. It makes my holes. It's tight, but around it's a little loose. And so these earbuds really get in there snug. And so if you don't want things falling out of your ear hole when you're
fine with that
when you're working out, thank you. But if you that's the thing, when I work out, my hole gets sweaty.
Yeah. And we're back.
When I work out, my hole gets sweaty, everybody. And so they fall out of my hole.
They don't slide out.
No. So if you got sweaty hole.
There's no hole sliding.
No. If you got a sweaty hole like me and when you're working out and then you want your earbuds to stay in there, get these. These are the way to go. And they have a little bit, they have different size earbuds to fit.
For your sweaty holes.
For my sweaty holes. You said it, not me.
You just put it on.
I didn't.
No. Buyraycon.com/thewolf. One word.
Fit your hole.
Fit your sweaty hole. You're so dumb. You turned me into just the dumbest version of myself. That's not true. You've actually, over the last almost 2 years, you have made me dumber. That part is true.
You're welcome.
But you've also, I think, opened my mind to a bunch of different comics whose perspectives are so fucking out there and different that it's actually made me smarter too, because comics just find a common situation and it's their unique brain that makes it funny and interesting, right? They talk about coffee. 10 comics are going to have 10 different stories on it. So it's really shown me a bunch of ways that I didn't even agree with, and sometimes I still don't, but a few of them have changed my mind on things, man. And I don't go to them for my news because it's too one-sided, but I definitely go to them to challenge my ideas. And I'm loving comedians more and more for that. The special I just watched was Gary Goldman's.
Yeah, The Great Depression.
The Great Depression. And I've never spoken about depression before. And it made me want to do it because of the way he shared. Mm-hmm. I don't think I can because I'm not as good at it, but I'm going to start practicing. It's a really comedy's really cool, and I know it's getting shit on a lot right now,
guys,
but it's really cool.
There's so many great comics right now, and so many great comics who do different things.
Yeah.
Look, there are some people who will straight up tell me your style is just not what I'm into. I like my comedy to say something. Mm-hmm. And I totally get that. And there are some people who like my style because they're like, we just want to forget for an hour.
Yeah, man. They want a storyteller. They want someone to read them a bedtime story.
Yeah. And so, and I appreciate all of that. But I would tell you right now.
You're like the Berenstain Bears on acid, bro.
Yeah.
That's your style.
But there's stand-up for everybody right now. I will tell you, man, over the last couple of years, what you have done for me. For a long time, and I talked to you about this, I had trouble saying no. I felt like if I said no, that made me a bad person. Like that made me difficult or made me, and you really showed me that like, hey, you can still stand up for yourself and say no to things and just do it and still be a kind, respectful person. But that doesn't mean kind and respectful doesn't mean that I have to do everything that everybody else wants me to do.
I got love for you saying that. It's, when you're an artist, and I have a lot of friends that are artists because of this business, you really got to stay true to yourself or you can lose yourself like that. And you're not even the first one of my friends that has told me that. I got this girlfriend, Vanessa Marshall, who was on Gig Wars with us. She was the voice of Hera on that Star Wars cartoon I did. Her and I spoke about that years ago when we were making the cartoon. She's like, I just can't say no. I'm like, people are taking advantage of you, of your kindness, and they're mistaking that for weakness. Don't let them be right. You know, like it's good that you help people, but if they never reciprocate and they just keep asking and asking and asking, you ain't helping them. You're not helping them. They're just taking advantage. There's no help being given.
Dude.
And she said like a couple years later, she was like, hey, you said something to me at Star Wars Celebration years ago, and it actually like clicked, and I really appreciate it. I was like, oh, girl, I love you. So I'm glad to hear that, because you know, I do the GEGGHEAD channel to put over other people, not to put over myself. That's why I try to bring comics on there, impressionists, other actors, because I want to push those things out there. In about a week, I haven't even told you this, but in about a week, I'm going to get to make an announcement that's going to really help that, and help a lot of comics get their stuff out there. But yeah, man, you've opened my eyes to a lot of different philosophies from a lot of crazy motherfuckers.
Dude.
I mean, they're nuts, but
Just so you know,
I got big love for them.
the dress up at the end of the shows, the way that
One of y'all had a tutu on.
Yeah, me. The way that I've embraced weird and really embraced my style, because I was not ashamed of my style 2 years ago or 2.5 years ago. But it bothered me because I knew, as far as peer wise, I didn't get any respect for it, because it is a little weird, a little goofy. And you know how you say you made me dumber? That to me is not my goal, but my goal is just to let everybody just like take a deep breath and relax. And you don't have to be super serious all the time.
It's good to laugh at stupid.
Yes.
It's good to laugh at stupid. It's fun.
But this whole thing about just embracing who I am and not being embarrassed about it, or not apologizing for it, or not letting people walk over me because of who that all started to change around this when we started working together.
Well, it's tricky, bro, because all of us, and you guys listening, like the rules have all changed since social media, as far as like believing in yourself and you can do anything. Because the planet has changed. So now people have to be way more thick-skinned, but people are nicer than they've ever been too. And hear me out on this. I'm speaking generationally. The millennial generation that everybody my age and older shits on, they're the kindest generation. Like our generation, and some of this is Gary Goldman, right? Like on his comedy special, he was like, look, when I was a young boy, you could only be two kinds of men, Clint Eastwood or Richard Simmons. There was no room for Paul Rudd. There was no room for a sweet-eyed Mark Ruffalo. Mm-hmm. Like those protagonists did not exist.
Right.
You couldn't be a sensitive male. So the rules have changed with social media because it's such a shame and embarrassment, and in America's Funniest Videos, but now we're making fun of you. You don't win 10,000 at the end of it. You just get shamed. So it's harder to be yourself, because there are going to be so many people that aren't comfortable being themselves that are going to shut down and smash on anybody that tries to express an idea that's uniquely their own. And so when I say stuff like just be yourself, I'm surprised more people don't write back like, F you, easier said than done. Yo, your guys are right.
Yeah.
You're right. So it's a complete retraining. You almost have to disconnect emotionally. Here's what I did. All right. And this ain't going to work for most of you, but for a few of you, maybe it will. I went on Twitter when it first started, and I got really freaked out by it right away. And so I completely disconnected and disassociated emotionally from it, and demanded from myself that I make people earn it, right? It's why I don't follow a lot of people. And I even tell people, hey, will you give me a follow? I'm like, because you want me to? No. I'm just straight up, because I need to know the human beings I'm following are human beings. Mm-hmm. And there's so many of us that have almost been digitized to where they're literally just looking and waiting. Boom, I can be offended on that. Bam, nailed him, retweet. Fuck you, how could you think that? And then looking and waiting. Don't even know this person, but I know this person and they retweeted that, so bang. And there's a whole culture out there that is so obsessed with this, and it drives humanity down, right? It keeps pushing us down, and it makes people explode with their case for equality and kindness, but because it's an explosion, it's not receptive to anybody. Nobody wants to hear an explosion. They want to hear a conversation. So we keep going in this psychotic circle of just yelling and screaming. Oh, women, we hate men, and men going, well, we hate you. And Star Wars fans going, we love the old stuff.
Dude, the Han versus Kirk.
That was just
Stop it.
That was just me joking around,
Amazing.
man. But Kirk would whip his ass.
Whoop
straight
his
up.
ass.
I mean, the man knows kung fu.
Yeah. Kill him.
I mean, the dude beat up alien. I mean, Han runs.
Yeah.
That's what Han does. He runs.
And he shoots.
They were like, well, he'd just shoot first. I'm like, you don't think every other alien in space tried to shoot first? And Kirk, he'd miss first. He wouldn't just shoot first. Fuck out of here, man. Kirk's a trained professional. But anyway, with the Star Wars world and them just constantly going, F you, no, F you. You're a social justice warrior. You're toxic. Like both y'all are being buttholes. You know what I'm saying? Like just let people like what they like. But we can't. Like I say that and it's just vanilla ice cream. Like let people like what they like. I ain't gonna change a single person's mind on Twitter. So I don't say that anymore. Now I just go, fuck you, you're being a dick. And that makes people even more angry, but I don't care. Like I'm never gonna apologize for that. If Jeff released this like bit on his podcast, Jeff Died, that I did, where I was like cussing out these jerks online that just bash Star Wars fans for liking a movie they don't like, right? And it was full of F-bombs. It was like, if you don't like this, fuck you. And if you don't like that, fuck you. But it's all based in a place, because I'm not going to say, hey, guys, don't bully.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
You need to let Twitter person XYJ 1997, the year they were born, like what they like. Because then that's just a bunch of nonsense. You ain't hearing that. So if that's how you're going to speak to them, then that's how I'm going to speak to you, because that seems to be a language that you like and dig. So it's full of FUs. And so they're like, out of the whatever it was, I don't have a big Twitter following, but out of the few hundred people that were like, yes, dude, I've wanted to say that, there's like probably 30 dudes, all dudes, that were like, fuck you. You just because we don't like the movie, you trash us like this. I'm like, bro, where did I ever say if you don't like a movie that you're a piece of shit? I'm like, no, I'm not bullying you. I'm pulling your card and you just don't like it. My son doesn't like getting his card pulled when he acts a fool. And I go, bro, you are done. Go upstairs. That's a wrap. That toy you thought you just ripped out of your sister's hand, that's done. That's going in the trash and I am buying you a new one. My son reacts the way these kids react. You're going to actually throw it away? No, throwing it away. And I'm not replacing it. That's gone, Jack. Like you screwed up. But they don't want that accountability, man. And with Twitter, they don't have to have it. So I'm not ever trying to preach, like be nice to everybody, because I know it doesn't work. But it's really hard
Freddie,
to be yourself.
don't preach.
Dun, 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 dun. But seriously, you have become much more comfortable with yourself, with your style. I encourage everybody, like if you dig anime, dig it. If you're a girl and you dig anime and guys are like, oh, you can't dig it because it's a guy thing, and that exists out there. You're not an anime fan, so you're not aware of this dynamic, but that exists. Like, who cares? Like, don't go in an all-girl Reddit room then. Avoid that crap. Like, and if they come into that one, just start a new one. Or all you guys go after them and talk about their little dicks. Like, that'll mess up every guy in the world.
Yeah,
like, you talk about their little dick or tell them that they just want to have a sexual relationship with their mother.
Yeah.
If the first one doesn't get them, the second one will, ladies. It just kills them every single time. But for real, you guys, I know it's a long-winded version of just be comfortable being yourself and don't care. And I don't know how to tell you how to pull that off. The only way I knew how to do it was to dissociate, dehumanize everyone, and then make them earn the title of humanity back. Because people don't act right on social media. But
they don't have to, man. It's anonymous.
You can't make them.
Yeah.
I can't make them. So y'all have to worry about you. Again, easier said than done. And if you want to hit me with that, I'll take it.
What do you want to do with that?
With what?
With the time.
Oh, because we're almost out of time?
Yeah.
No, dude, what do you want to do? You want to hit him with a freestyle about your high live last night? Let's talk about you want to remix the high live from last night? Give you a beat. You could rap about ice cream cake and how much you hate it.
Okay, we'll see what we got with the freestyle.
Okay, let me give you some. You got ice cream, right? Dream rhymes with cream. So does scream.
Yeah.
Okay, so those, you got 3 right there. Ice cream cake, Fake rhymes with cake. You call it a fake cake, right? Bake. Why would you bake an ice cream cake? Because that shit's fake. Okay, so you got some other
Should
stuff.
I do the?
No, because I can't rap to that, bro. So,
Figging. We got to hear some figging.
oh yeah, you might want to slip a fig in at the end. Go fig yourself. At the end, you hit him with that.
Okay.
All right. Call you the Big Figueroa.
Oh,
That's your rap name right now.
you know, but I wouldn't. You know, if I honestly, right now, this is what if I had to have a rap name.
Yeah.
You know what it would be?
What?
The Big Ragu.
I like the Big Ragu.
You know what that's from, right?
No, but you're the sauce.
Yeah, it's from Laverne and Shirley.
Is it rap, man?
Carmen Ragusa was the Big Ragu. Come on.
Carmen Ragusa.
Yeah, come on. Carmen Raguso, everybody.
You ready for a beat, Staller, McStaller?
Well, here's the thing. I know you guys gave me a lot of,
MCs rhyme when they're called upon.
yeah, I'm about to. I just want to know. I know you guys gave me a lot of suggestions, but you know, once I get in the flow, I'm not going to be able to remember any of those.
Maybe I'll throw a couple. If I can find a way to throw a couple words into the beatbox, I will. I don't know if I can.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you want me to throw any in?
Not one, because I'll lose it. I'll lose the beat. It'll throw me, and I won't be able to be a professional. All right? You ready with your Sweet Willie Nelson shirt that I thought was Jean-Luc Picard? Yeah. Tell where my head's at, bro.
You're so funny. You were like, "Is that Jean-Luc Picard?" And I go, "Yeah." And you're like,
Yo, you guys, for real though, he's such a jerk. I looked at it. You can't watch it on the video if you can see it, but just so you understand, it's like an abstract picture of Willie Nelson. You can't really tell that he has hair. Kind of looks like fire and smoke around him. So it looks like a bald, older Jean-Luc Picard, but clearly I was raised on Star Trek and you listen to Willie Nelson. So there you go. I'm not going to embarrass myself anymore, except I probably will because I'm about to beatbox. Here we go.
All
ready?
right.
Are you ready?
Yeah. Hold on. What did you want me to talk about?
Ice cream.
Oh, yeah.
Ice cream cake, the high live, figs,
Okay.
getting figged up, fig it around,
All right.
fig it up and down. Ready?
Yeah.
Slow one? Yeah, you always want
I got to
slow
be slow. Yeah. Last night, doing the high live. What did you got? Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Did you put something down? Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay.
Hey, a lot of rappers use notes.
Oh, do they? Do
No
they?
shame.
Okay.
There's no shame in that.
Okay.
There's no shame in
Okay.
notes.
Okay.
No
Okay.
shame in notes.
Okay. Last night, doing the high live, me and my friends had to give a high five. Everybody tuning right in. Welcome back to this, my friends. Here we are, Wolf and the Prinze, sitting around. Hold on, I had it. All right, one more try.
Here we go.
Okay. Oh, good one. Here we go. This is the goal. Get through a rap with Say Sweaty Hole. That's one of the things we talked about today. Here we go. Freddie and May. Now, I went and I saw some figgin'. Had to bend over. You had a biggin'. Hole right in the back. That's not for me, Jack. Don't come to my house with no ice cream cake. I'll go down and make you take that shit home. Bring me back one ice cream cone. I like. Oh,
Killed it. Ice cream cone was a great end. Bring me a fucking ice cream cone. That's a great end.
come on, man.
All right, so you pulled it together like a real MC would.
Yeah,
I knew you could do it.
MC Big Ragu.
MC Big Ragu. And I'll be DJ Big Figueroa.
Oh, I like Big Fig.
Big Fig.
The Big Fig. Hey, the Big Fig.
That's heat. That's my wrestling
Oh, the
name,
Big
bro.
Fig.
That might be my next character.
Come on.
The Big Fig.
Oh, the Big Fig would come in, man.
Power name.
Yeah.
Right there.
You're always eating like a fig.
Yeah. We're 80s wrestlers, apparently. Where are you going to be this weekend, man? Sam Frame?
I'll tell you where I'm going to be this weekend. I'm going to be celebrating my birthday.
Oh.
This is the first time in 12 years, not 10 years, that I've had all of my kids together without any significant others.
Dang, that's nice.
So this weekend, it'll be my mom, my dad, me and Beth, and the 3 kids. And we're going to Arizona for a weekend.
Bro.
I'm super psyched, man. I'm going to unplug and just kind of look at them, and I'm really excited to be able to go down and hang out with them. So that's what I'm doing this weekend.
That's going to be great.
It's going to be so amazing. And the weekend after is San Francisco, which I want everybody to go to. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, get on that.
They have. You're at 1 million.
And Control Chaos every Tuesday night and comedianjoshwolf.com for tour dates. And but come to San Francisco if you live up there. Come to one of those late shows. They're going to be fun.
One of my favorite cities, San Francisco.
Mine too.
You guys, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. We're almost at 1 million, just like John. If you're into live gaming, tabletop stuff, and I do try to put some comics over on there, we bring them in, we play tabletop games, board games, and we're going to try to do one this Friday around 1 o'clock p.m., another trivia game, since apparently I suck balls at those, but I will try and redeem myself.
Yeah.
That's GEGGHEAD on YouTube, youtube.com/GEGGHEAD.
Guys, the content he's putting out on GEGGHEAD is so entertaining.
Look at Josh helping me out here.
It is, man. It is so entertaining. So make sure you check that out.
brother help.
Hey, everybody, this is Prinze and the Wolf. Big Fig and the Big Ragu.